Happy Wednesday, everyone. How are we all doing? It is Wednesday, the 5th of February, 2025. I hope you're all doing well. Some commenting on my hair. I have not had it cut for a while, and I am actually tempted just to grow it long. I haven't done it for many years, and I kind of miss it. And I think it's also because of the fears of receding hairlines, especially with my birthday approaching just around the corner. Another reminder of the impending doom of old age. I'm not that old. I'm in the middle. I hope you're all doing good, everyone. Welcome to Myles Dyer Live, where I every week just hang out with you all, and we talk about all sorts, from the fun to the serious. And do you know what I actually do before I start a live show? When I'm looking at the topics, I have a big board of ideas of like topics. And you know, it's one thing to have ideas of what you want to talk about, but it's always about like where the energy is. I will look at the list and just see what speaks to me. And there were some pretty intense topics to talk about today. But this one that we're talking about today, about the education system, I think it's actually going to be a fun one. I know some people are like, education, is that boring and stuff? I think that this is an age-old question, and having worked in the education space, having worked with a lot of people that are teachers and do amazing work, I love the topic of what do you wish you were taught in school? Two parts. One is because it kind of shows that people do value education and see the importance that it has. But also, from this conversation, we are going to learn very quickly about things that certain people were taught in schools that others weren't. So I'm just going to say from the get-go, before we get to housekeeping, and I say hello to everyone in the room, I was never taught cooking. And I know people in the UK, they were like, yeah, home tech. Yeah, we were taught that. We were taught how to cook. Never taught. And I just feel like, fortunately, I have a mother who loves to cook. She loves making me recipes. And, you know, I do wish maybe growing up I'd taken more of an interest in it. But if it wasn't for my mum, and I guess in the internet age now, you can do a lot of reading online, but for those that don't have that kind of support, cooking is a pretty significant one, right? So, yeah, I'm going to put it out there. We're going to talk about it in the main part of the show. Just like in a modern day society, not to patronize kids of today, but being reflective of like what topics do we wish we'd learn. And I've definitely broken it down into a variety of categories. And I think virtual reality should definitely be a subject, right? VR studies. Yeah, I thought so. Right, let me just have a look in the chat and see who we've got here. We got Mason is Messy. Hello to you. We've got Melchiah, the Soul Reaving Game Cat. Good to see you there. We got Mojo. Hello. Kira Cat Lady. Hello. BR. Hello. We got Lupa. We got Floor. We got Trixie. Hello. We have Cali Time Cat. Good to see you all here. Canic Tunes. Canic Tune says, sticks firework up butt and screams the following whilst doing a cartwheel. Media literacy. Media literacy is a good one. And I've actually taught media literacy in school when I did my Creators for Change stuff, which maybe I'll talk about a bit later. It was amazing, the difference you could see in young people in just a day's worth of that. Karina, good to see you there. And I assume that you have a red wine. I really wanted to pour out some red wine. I bought some special bottles of a wine called Chocolate Block, which actually we were talking about like the media literacy when I was touring with YouTube. As a part of their Creators for Change piece, I was invited into London to talk on a panel, and it was in Shoreditch, and we had a meal paid for afterwards, and I went with two very close friends of mine, and we had some amazing red wine. I didn't think anything more of it. And then I think it was a birthday. My best friend Hugh bought me this bottle of Chocolate Block, and he was like, this is what we had at the YouTube event. And ever since, it's been something I buy a lot of people at Christmas time. I'm going to show you it now. Let's bring it up. This is what it looks like. Chocolate Block. And I love it. It's not cheap. I mean, unless you're doing the mix of 6, you're going to be paying like almost $30 a bottle. But it's great. It's really, really good. So what do they say here? It's a cult favourite. It usually sells out before it even hits the shop floor. Their winemaker, Mark Kent, is secretive about exactly how this wine is made. He tweaks the blend with every vintage, so no 2 chocolate blocks are quite the same. But it's always a blend of rich, ripe varieties, including Cabernet Sauvignon, which I love, with a touch of, I don't know how we pronounce that. Viognia? Is it Viognia? I've probably mispronounced that. For added perfume. It is seriously plush and full of plum, blackberry, blueberry, and cherry flavours. Smooth, supple, and with fine tannis. It's made to go with food. Fantastic with aromatic lamb. Okay. So, anyway, this is. I've got a couple of bottles downstairs, but I'm not opening it for a couple of reasons. One is the problem when you live by yourself is if you open a red wine bottle, you gotta have it, to yourself in the next few days. But secondly, after this call, I've got to prepare for a work meeting because working with a lot of new clients this week or the last couple of weeks, a lot of onboarding, a lot of exciting new projects, and some of these games I can't wait to tell people about. And for those that don't know, I work for Impact Reality. We're a PR and marketing agency that is associated, well, we're part of Flat to VR Studios that has the mission of bringing all your favourite flat screen games to virtual reality. And yeah, I work there as a social media lead, leading social media strategies and helping VR developers take their games to market. So maybe I'll do a live stream sometime talking about it. But yeah, some of my colleagues are actually going to come on as guests for the show because I get to work with amazing, wonderful people, many of whom you know already if you do follow the VR space, because a lot of my colleagues are content creators in the VR space. But yeah, I don't want to. I haven't eaten yet either. It's 9:10. I need to have some dinner. So the worst thing you can do is drink red wine, especially tasty red wine, on an empty stomach. Because does anyone cook and drink red wine while they're cooking? Bad mistake. I mean, it's such a comfort thing. But once again, you get to your meal. Meal tastes amazing because when you're drunk, it tastes great. But it's hard to shake that off. Right, I'm just having a look through the rest of it. Kyrus was just saying we had an extracurricular where we learned about nutrition. So it's not just about the cooking, it's about the nutrition as well. Chrome Colossus in the chat. Hello, welcome. By the way, I've had some people on the comment section after the live streams just leaving some absolutely wonderful comments about this live stream and just like what it means to them and stuff like that. And I just want to say a massive thank you because it means a lot hearing it. So I appreciate that. Lumberjack Joe, good to see you here, buddy. We've got Vargles off. Soft, good to see you here. Karina says this show made me an alcoholic. Apparently, well, I could not possibly comment. We have no response to that. Hello everyone, welcome. Yeah, and Trixie says like not sponsored. Yeah, God, I wish I was sponsored by the Chocolate Block. That would be wonderful. Salvador, good to see you here. Mason says, what was your first bit of alcohol you had? I actually remember this. I think it was when I was little. When I say little, like early teens, and don't want to incriminate a certain person. They were drinking beer and they said, have a sip. And I thought it was disgusting, which is kind of the point. Like, see, it's not that nice. But then growing up as a kid, we had in the UK, I don't think they make these anymore. They were called Bacardi Breezers. Do they still make these? They do. Ugh. Yeah. Bacardi Breezers. Okay, they still make them. These were great growing up, but they were like Alco Pops. Okay, this is a cool website, I have to say. This is very bright, very colourful. But Bacardi Breezers, I remember drinking these as a kid. I say as a kid. As a teenager. Yeah, blackberry, lime, orange, watermelon, cranberry, peach. Yeah, they were pretty good. So I do remember that a lot. Isn't it in France you can drink from a super young age? And it's all about the attitude. Like in America, you have to be 21. And I just feel like the higher the age, the more you're going to get young people abusing alcohol because it's kind of a rebellious thing. Whereas in France, and this is a bit assumptive because you can drink it from a very young age, it's no big deal. It's like, yeah, it's something that you can drink. Helmsman Packer says, it was so cool meeting you at school years back, Myles. This is it. This is going a trip down memory lane. It's amazing seeing old pupils of mine jumping into the chat. Honestly, anyone that I've ever taught in the past, it's honestly a joy to see you come around. Helmsman Packer said, we did an echo chamber activity, and at one point we split the year group in preference of salt and vinegar and cheese and onion crisps. Was that one of them as well? The echo chamber activity was amazing. I actually talked about it on LBC with James O'Brien recently. It's a talk show in the UK because of the Mission to Mars activity, which, yeah, I might talk about that a bit later, actually. You chose cheese and onion. Justification. By the way, is cheese and onion a flavour of chips in America, or is that a British thing? Justification. Salt and vinegar is a dressing. Cheese and onion is a meal. Very, very good. Very good there. Oh, man. I love all the talk about alcohol now. Karina says, the first time I got drunk was with some really good Chianti in the middle of Siena's town square. How poetic. That's cute. I have a really bad story about me being drunk when I was in Tenerife on a cruise journey. I might tell that later, or maybe we'll save it for another time. Yeah, red wine on an empty stomach, step away. Karina says, I love today's topic, by the way. What, the wine or the education? The actual topic, right? I do love the pre-rambles, though. I love starting the show and just going with the flow before we get to the main topic. With where my life is going, I'm thinking about this pretty much every day. Okay, are we talking about education or the wine? People often talk about drinking red wine when you cook, because obviously you put a bit of red wine in your cooking and things like that. God, I'm thinking about all the things I'm going to cook after this, although I'm not going to have a lot of time to cook. On the next episode of Myles Drunk Cooking, oh my God, you just reminded me. One of the first YouTube videos I ever did, it's still on my private videos. Oh my God. It's so embarrassing. One of the first YouTube videos I ever did was where I asked my subscribers to send me, and I wouldn't do it now because you'd get sent horrific stuff. But I asked my subscribers, who back then everyone was very nice, to send me random photos, like and images of things, whatever. And then on a follow-up video, I got really drunk. I just downed loads of beer, and I was a lightweight at the time. I got drunk, and then while I was completely wasted, I had to tell a story using the photos. I'd never seen the photos before, and it was a story about a time-traveling squirrel. Maybe I'll pull it up sometime. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Okay, in Italy, it's very common to drink while during meals. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, thank you, Mojo. Appreciate the membership. And who was lucky? It was Michael McCready. Welcome to the membership, dude. And thank you, Mojo. Very, very grateful for that. Okay, cheddar and sour cream is a flavour in the US. Oh, this is all making me super hungry. Have you been on James's Full Disclosure? No. James and I, we still chat from time to time, and I'd love to go on his show, but I'm a nobody. Smash. Smash says, alcohol is a nasty poison. It took my son away. And that is the thing. And that is the thing about alcohol is, like, and this is a whole other conversation, although, to be honest, it does tie in with the educational piece. It's often been said, like, if alcohol was, I don't know how it works in, like, the States, like, in terms of grading. Like, in the UK, it's done by letters. But, for example, like a Class A drug, Class B, they talk about, like, if alcohol was, like, rated based on like how damaging it is to your health, and like obviously alcohol addiction is a real thing, then that is something that would be higher than other drugs that are like seen as bad. Like it'd be rated stronger than marijuana, for example. But yes, joking with alcohol and stuff, and like I think there is fun to have, and I look on all the cringe stuff I used to do, but I also see it as a cultural thing, and how things happen there. But yeah, what's in the box? I'm going to get to this in a moment. I got sent this from Flat to VR Studios. Mr. Tass, who was actually in the chat a week or two ago, we were chatting with him. I was saying he does a lot of the merch. He sent me this. To be honest, I should probably look in it first to make sure it's something I can show on stream, because I don't actually know what's in it. So yeah, it would be amazing if it was a spoiler, right, of something that we're working on. It's 9 p.m. What time are your meetings? Well, I work for an American company, and so one of our clients, I think they're Central Time, or maybe they're West Coast, so it's 8 hours before. But my meeting's at 11 p.m. But I've had meetings with clients in Asia where it's like 2 a.m. This is what happens when you work for a global company. But it's an interesting one, that's for sure. I'm going through all this stuff now. Let's have a look. Yeah, lots of love for Smash Fuller. Take a peek. You must literally be burning the midnight oil sometimes. I'm burning it a lot of times. I mean, I've got a headache right now, to be honest. I really want to have a lie down. By the way, isn't this good? I love this so much. This is available on the store. And actually, before I get to opening the box and then with the main topic, let's get on with some housekeeping, should we? Bit of housekeeping. I want to welcome everyone. Do hit the like button if you haven't already. Only less than a third of you have hit the like button. Just go on. I'll wait for you to do it. You done it yet? You just hit the like button? Thank you very, very much. How much is the mug? Let's find out. I'd have to actually have a look on the store. I'll do it after I've done the housekeeping. So if you like the music you hear at the start of the show, check out Myles Dyer Live on Spotify. There's a playlist there with all of that music. And thank you. And Sarah Marie, good to see you here. Always good to see familiar faces. Also, if you like the people that you see in the chat, everyone loves hanging out in the Empathy Arcade Discord. Lots of wonderful people. Oh my goodness, the food channel. It's dangerous, man. I go there and always makes me hungry, even if I've just eaten a meal. Like all the stuff people cook, like impresses me, inspires me, but mostly just makes me hungry. If you want to support the channel, you can sign up to be a member. As you saw, Mojo very kindly gifts memberships to others, which gives you a free month. Yeah, you unlock emojis, badges next to your name, and if you ever comment on any of my videos, it comes up in a special feed, so I always see your comments first. The store, this is what you're asking about. You were saying how much is the Penguin Revenge mug? Well, is it Penguin Justice, isn't it? Not Revenge, it's Justice. questforempathy.com. And it looks like here. So yeah, it's £12.24. But we've got other stuff as well. And this mug, full of motivation, is my favourite thing to drink out of in the mornings at the moment. But yeah, you can check out here. And by the way, the Quest for Empathy shirts, I'm going to have to buy another one for myself, like super, super comfy. But yeah, going to bring out some... Oh, I love that my mum is on this feed playing a VR game. That's super cute. But there you go. There you go. Let's have a look. Oh, thank you. I was mispronouncing a lot back then. Viognier. Is it like, does it flow like Viognier? Is it Viognier? Viognier? That's it, I think. Cool. We all learned something. Okay. All right. So, without further ado, should we just check out the box? I wish I had like an over... I do have a camera. I could No, I'm not going to do it now. I was like, I could do it, but I'm just going to hold stuff up because obviously I need to be careful in case there's stuff in here I shouldn't be showing. So, okay. Trombone Unflattened. If you haven't played it, haven't seen my live streams of it, wonderful, wonderful game. Our first published VR game, Trombone Unflattened. And, oh, this is well wrapped. I like this. I appreciate good wrapping. I love it. Oh my god, it's tearing because it's so heavy. There's so much stuff in here. Karina says, 20 past, Miles. Make sure enough time for the main topic. Always make sure we start by 30 minutes past. So we got 8 minutes to play with. Okay. A flat to VR pillow. I wonder if I can actually get a strap for it. Because if so, that could become my new one for that. That would be amazing, right? I mean, this is already falling apart. But that is awesome. I always like that. So, okay, that's a win. That's a win. That's already a win. I like that a lot. Double up. Oh, cool. We got here. We got good job tooting juice. This is good. This is good here. Here we go. There we go. To be honest, I've seen a lot of content creators with this. And Kalea VR, how you doing? Good to see you here. By the way, Kalea VR is awesome. Everyone should check her out, especially if you're into VR. Super positive and love your energy, Kalea. So good to see you here. Cool. So yeah, so this is for blowing bubbles. I don't know if I should be doing this in my studio. I just feel like this is going to make a mess everywhere. Do you know what? Oh my god, it's actually... Do you know, I've not done this since I was a kid. The smell of it. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. There we go. Did my bit there. Bubbles. So, this is good. This is good. All right, let's have a look to the next thing. I'm worried it's going to leak everywhere. Right. What we got here? Okay. This I was asked. Okay. So he messaged me on our internal Discord. I'm going to get to that in a minute, actually. Oh, great. Pins. That's great, right? I might actually do a giveaway with these pins because I actually have another set of them. I won't do it on today's show, but maybe you could do it on another for sure. Oh, and then we got stickers. Miles, you're a kid at heart. If you saw how I behaved in VR games and stuff, I am a kid. I'm so immature. Like, I definitely do not act my age, but that's fine. Like, what is it to act your age? Look at this. Cool. I like all the Holy Wow. Their logo's great. And then obviously Flat to VR Studio stickers, always very, very important. So that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And then is that? Oh my goodness. So wow. I might refer to this as Tooting Trombone Champ Soundtrack Collection. It's got a QR code on the back so I can get access to it. That is wonderful. And then these are from the game. You have to collect your tromboner cards. Let's have a look what's in here. There we go. I actually don't know if different creators got different ones, but these are the tromboner cards. So we got Chazom. And I love that all the fun facts are about hot dog eating. We got Brass or Brass. We got Bass Clef. And we got Melba Liston. She could eat 10,000 hot dogs in one sitting. How about that? There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. But the main thing that was in here, honestly, having actually received something, these are so well put together. And that's a really nice box. Respect, respect. I got sent this. Now, you're going to know what it is straight away. And you're like, Myles, are you proposing to me? Oh. Okay, that is badass. That's actually what you get for completing the game. He asked me what my ring size was, and I didn't know. And he's like, "Oh, you can just print out this guide and work it out." And I was like, "Oh, I'm not printing something out. I don't have a printer here." So I went on Amazon and quickly got this. I actually bought it so you can find out exactly what size. So I did this. You use this first to get the ring size exact. By the way, the focus on this camera is so good. But yeah, you do that. So I went through all that process. I sent him the letter, and I think I was like a Q or an R or something. And he went, I need a number. And I did the American translation. In America, it's done by numbers. But in the UK, it's done by letters. Oh, so many things that we do. So anyway, it says the trombone champ. Good job, Toot Master. Jesus Christ, that's... I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. Oh, I'm trying to get it into... Can you see that? Go on, focus. The back. I'm trying to get it to focus. It just says well done. Good job on it. What camera am I using? I use a... Do you know what? I need to get the exact number out. There we go. Done. How does it look? I do. Honestly, and do you know what's great? I'm curious. Nah, he hasn't done that custom. It's like teal. Teal is my favourite colour. That must be from the game. I have completed it. I need to have a look. But teal is my favourite colour, so that will go nicely with my... I don't know where my skull ring is. It would go really well with it, though. Do you know what? Just give me 1 second and let me get some more music playing and then we'll check it out. But that is amazing. I'm going to wear that. Can't find it. Do you know what? I think it's on this desk, but this desk is an absolute mess. But great. Thank you, Flat to VR. Does complete the game beat all the challenges? It does indeed. Yeah. Then you fight an M-boss. I actually think there might be a second ring you unlock. I can't remember exactly. But anyway, massive thank you to all my colleagues at Flat to VR. Wonderful, wonderful. That's awesome. Cute. And this, it's actually really comfy and soft. So I might just have a nap while you guys do the show, and I'll just nap here. Anyway. Right, let's have a look. It looks like a morpher from Power Rangers. It does. Do they have emerald-like ones? I love emeralds. Apparently, also my lucky stone, although I'm not sure if I believe in that. That's cool. In terms of my camera, I need to start putting my gear in the description, right, of like what I use. Let me find out for you, and then we'll get on with the main topic. Do you know what? I'll catch up with you after, Claire. DM me if you don't hear back, and then I'll get straight back to you on that. Awesome. It is very nice and comfy. And this is it. That is the key for putting together press boxes. You can go to so many events and it's always like notebooks or water bottles. And to be honest, I have been given water bottles that I use and I like. But it's all about practicality. Like, content creators get so much stuff. I mean, I get some stuff from time to time, but like people that do constant sponsored packages and that, they get press packs all the time and like shirts to wear and things like that, and it can be a lot to deal with. Did I show you? Oh my goodness. There's something else I want to talk about, but I'll talk about it on a future show. There was something amazing that I haven't shown you yet, and it's regarding t-shirts. Some of you might know what I'm talking about. But anyway, and thank you everyone for hitting the like button. Appreciate it. Right, let's get on with today's topic, people. The education system, okay? So, the way I want to talk about it is I just want everyone to take a moment and just type in the chat. Just do one subject per chat message. I just want you to list subjects you were not taught in school, may have been taught elsewhere, that doesn't matter, but just tell me, what are subjects you weren't taught in school that you wish you were? Online security. This is a great one. Do you know what? Like a school, I'm going to get a whiteboard. Free online. Ugh. Right, let's have a look here. Oh, here we go. See? Why is this not... This is great. How do I change the colour? There we go. Here we go. Pencil. Great. Right, we got it. We got it now, people. Yeah, we got... Oh, my God, we got some good ones here. So, online security. I'm not even going to be able to write. This is going to be bad. Let's just do this. Let's just do text. Online. It was embarrassing. Online security. Okay, it changes as you do that. That's great. This will change as we go line by line. Online security. We got taxes. A lot of people are saying taxes. Yeah. What else we got? Lots of taxes. Financial health. So I like that wording. Financial health. So it's like... I'm just going to put financial health. That's very well put. We got more on taxes, especially because in America, and this might be in Canada and other countries, even if you work full time, do you have to do your own taxes? Because in the UK, if you work for a company, it's done on the payroll, so you don't have to worry about taxes. So for most of my life, I never had to think about taxes because when you get your pay packet at the end of the month, you get it after tax. So that's all dealt with. When you're freelance or a contractor, that's when you've then got to start doing taxes, and I had to just go for that later in life. We got finance. We got critical thinking. How to deal with Karens. I'm wondering if there is actually like a serious topic we could do with that, like social. Well, you tell me if I've got this right. How about conflict resolution? Isn't conflict resolution an important thing? Here we go. So financial planning. Yeah, so I think that's financial health / planning. I think that's a good one. Let's put this over here a bit. Swimming without an evil and pricky instructor. I had swimming at school. Not everyone had swimming. But swimming's a good one. Oh, I'm going to add this. I'm not seeing anyone. Someone might have said it already, but first aid and mental health first aid. Boxing, as in like self-defense. I know that Americans are going to kill me for that spelling. How to create and pursue goals. So that would be like project management. I'm going to say that's project management. That sounds a bit like wanky, but I think that's what it is. Manners, Smash says, like, I like that. So, like, I would say communication skills. I do think that, like, empathy and compassion is something that can be taught. We didn't have much of that sex and relationship education in my day. I tell you what, sex education in our class was the teacher said, this is a condom, here's a dick, and he had this cardboard dick, and he just said, you, to one of my colleagues, put that on, and just like lobbed the condom at him. And then like a few seconds, like moments later, the condom's been blown up like a balloon and just bouncing around the room. Like it was like something teachers didn't really want to have to do. So I think sex education is an important thing. The thing I would probably say specifically is like relationships. We often talk about like consent and the importance of that, but like I think relationships, because relationships goes beyond just actual like, you know, romantic relationships. That could also tie in with the communication skills. But I think relationships and like dynamics, freedom of speech. So I think that ties under like civics, isn't it? These are great. Yeah, Karina says communication skills. This is good. Shower Song says they should actually teach writing, craft, and grammar. So in our schools, and I'm going to put it on there, for me, it's like writing is, I remember being taught how to write when I was in elementary school. But yeah, I mean, we have like English language and English literature. So English language was obviously learning writing, and then literature was, you know, like understanding books and stuff like that. So I'm gonna put writing. Emotional intelligence. I like this. I'm gonna put this in this category here. That's a really good one. Sex ed. Frown says, I'm taking a business technology class right now. Information security is our focus this week. So we got online security. It's a big one, especially in this day and age. Do you know one of our projects we did when we did IT, information technology? One of our projects was we had to write a rule book for Solitaire. Yeah, the card game. So without looking at the manual, we had to come up with like the rules. What a weird. I mean, it was a kind of cool project, but what a weird project to do. To be honest, I actually think that it's an interesting one looking back, because it's, if you were going into game design, it would make you think about like all the things that you have to think about. Let's have a look here. So yeah, critical thinking was something we had in sixth form, but it was like half the year had it, and it was like a once a week thing. I had general studies, which was the only like exam that I absolutely aced because I was good at talking generally about stuff. Email communication. I like this actually, because it's about like writing in text. Because obviously when you type, there's no tone of voice. You know, over 90% of communication is not by the content of what you say, but the way you say it, facial expressions, body language, tone of voice. I think that's a massive thing that should be taught in school. Psychological wellness strategies. Yeah, so we got him mental health, but I sort of meant it in like first aid, but I'll just keep it as first aid. And then I think mental health and well-being, absolutely. Oh yeah, we haven't put cooking yet. Cooking is a must for me. Cooking and nutrition. Let's have a look here. These are great. Public service. Yeah, how do people feel about public service? I mean, I do think that, like, volunteering... I mean, it's compulsory volunteering. I think it's great. Working at an elderly home, serving lunch was, like, really rewarding when I was at school. That was actually a voluntary thing you could do. They had all these clubs, and I did the volunteering stuff. Oh, this is a good one, Karina. Home maintenance. This is an excellent one. DIY. My goodness. Learning all that stuff. Super, super important. Right, I'm scrolling down. Yeah, looking after the planet, I do think that... because you could just say it's like climate change, but I do think that... to be honest, climate change is taught very well in geography and pieces like that. But we got civics. I think laws and legal frameworks could be important there. Look at this list. Oh, ethics. That was actually something that was taught at my school. That was one of my big regrets of not studying that. So it's environmental health. I like that. So it's like, yeah, taking care of your surroundings. I like that a lot. Cool. I don't see AI on here. Yep. AI is a good one. Oh my goodness, I don't even know what this is. Music was removed in many schools here. It should come back. Absolutely. I mean, the fact I'm having to put that, I think music is a very important piece. Oh, dude, foraging. Okay, this is going to sound wild. I think... Oh, no pun intended. This is going to sound wild, but I think survival skills is absolutely like being self-sufficient. I think that's a really good one. Okay, political science. Goes with civics. Yeah, I do like the wider range of religions. I mean, we had religious studies at school and it was good. That ties into the empathy piece as well, because you're not learning it to become it. It's just to understand alternate perspectives. So I do think religious studies is we call it RE, religious education. Yeah, the music not being taught in schools is pretty remarkable. Yeah. Okay. This is... What a list. Let's see how many things we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That is incredible. Really, really solid list. Let's talk about some of this. Let me just get my... Because some of the things I've got written down, I've sort of broken it down into categories. Yeah, just having a look here at what we've got. I'm just going to try something here using my buddy AI. Aliens. Oh, do you know what? Space. I think space studies, like outside the universe, would be pretty cool. Right, let's have a look here. I'm going to turn this into a curriculum. Because the categories I had before going into this was like, you got your core life skills. So that's like personal finance. It would be practical cooking and nutrition, critical thinking. Then you've got your like emotional and social intelligence. So that's mental health and well-being, empathy and communication, civic engagement, I think is important. And then it's like modern world preparedness. So that'd be digital literacy, sustainability and environmental studies, entrepreneurship, and which is one of the hardest words I find ever to say. I can't believe I did it then. And environmental studies, and career skills. I think those could all work really, really well. So we're going to break this down into an actual curriculum. So I'm gonna pass this. I'm gonna make it really small here in the corner, and can I delete this? No. Okay. We'll just do another text box. So, first up. This has not worked well. I can't do it like this. Let's have a look here. Do you know what? I'll go full screen and we'll talk about it this way. So, here's the modern curriculum we've come up with together. Okay, you ready for this? So, to begin with, we have personal development and well-being. So in this section of the curriculum, we would want to see mental health and well-being, like coping strategies, mindfulness, emotional regulation. Emotional regulation is a really important one because you've got your parasympathetic and sympathetic and your sympathetic nervous system. And that is all about your core nervous system and what regulates your heart and therefore your well-being and all that. So empathy, compassion, and emotional intelligence, so understanding emotions, building connections. Conflict resolution and communication skills, so verbal and written communications, active listening, de-escalation techniques. Relationships and social dynamics, so what are healthy boundaries, navigating personal and professional relationships. And then ethics and philosophy, so moral reasoning, decision-making, and ethical dilemmas. I think this is a solid section to have on a curriculum, so I am all for that. So I think we all agree on that. That gets approval. Yeah, is that going into our modern school? Next up, practical life skills. So financial literacy. We've been talking about taxes, budgeting, financial planning, investing basics, cooking and nutrition. So that's meal planning. Meal planning is very important. Healthy eating and understanding food labels. Absolutely. Like, you know, what does it mean when it's the salt content is like this? What does that actually mean for the body? Home maintenance and DIY, so everything from basic repairs to home safety and sustainability practices. Then we've got project management, which would be time management, goal setting and leadership skills. And then survival skills and first aid, so emergency response, basic first aid and foraging, things that we spoke about there. I think practical life skills is a solid one. Thiago says, I would much rather learned about taxes than algebra. I'm always a bit cautious on the whole, because like when I was coming up with a topic or like the title for this live stream, I was like, you know, they teach you maths, but why don't they teach you things that matter? And I do think a lot of these things, but I do think that education used to be about, or it is very much, learn these things so you can pass the exam to get to where you need to next. Whereas you want to know how it's applied. We're going to teach you this, because then with this, you're going to be able to work out this, if it's your taxes and things like that. So yeah. Cool. Right, practical life skills. I think that gets signed off. Number 3. We were talking about civic and global awareness. So this is civics and political science, so government systems, voting, civic duties. Then you'd be diving a bit more deeply into laws and legal frameworks, so understanding rights, contracts, very important, and legal responsibilities. Public service and volunteerism, so community engagement, service learning projects, I think would be great. Environmental science and sustainability, so climate change, eco-friendly living, conservation. And then religious and cultural studies goes into it. So what are the world religions? What is cultural competence, and what is it to have interfaith dialogue? I think this is a solid third section. Number 4. Digital and technological literacy. So online security and digital privacy. Very important. You know, we talk about being street smart, but what about digital smart? So cybersecurity, safe online practices, artificial intelligence and emerging tech. So basics of AI. What are the ethical considerations and future impacts? I think that's super important. And then that also ties into critical thinking and media literacy, something I've been a big part of teaching in schools, and it's amazing the transformation you can see with young people, and actually how much young people get it anyway. So yeah, this is a good one. We've got 2 more. Number 5. Creative expression and humanities. So this would include music and arts. So giving people a chance for appreciation, sharing what they like, creation, but also talking about the cultural significance of the arts. It's very, very important. Writing and storytelling, creative writing, persuasive essays, technical writing, which made me think of public speaking, which comes here next. So public speaking and presentation skills. So building confidence, engaging audiences, and storytelling techniques, I think are all really, really solid. And then finally, and some of you were asking about this, but we just haven't got to it yet, was physical health and safety. So basic self-defense techniques, personal safety, physical education, and then swimming and water safety, life-saving techniques, confidence in water. That would be great as well. It could be that, you know, I guess it would relate to first aid and pieces like that. But yeah, I think that's a really solid list. I think it's a really, really solid list. And yeah, public speaking is very important. Giving people the confidence to speak about and, you know, communicate. Yeah, online safety, I mean, I would say that falls under online security and digital privacy. And someone was asking about social media. I think it falls under that, and media literacy. When we were teaching it, that was always about social media platforms and the way you conduct yourself. So there's a lot of overlaps here. So just to recap, because I think we've got an awesome curriculum here. So personal development and well-being, practical life skills, civic and global awareness, digital and technological literacy, creative expression and humanities, and physical health and safety. So yeah. Oh, and then number 7, VR studies. Very, very important. Cool. Well, I think we nailed it. That was actually really good. I was expecting us to like have a discussion about it generally, but actually just having a list that we came up with together, it was really cool seeing all of that come together. And like the question of this is like, what should a modern school teach? And the reality is there are a lot of schools that teach these things in pockets, and often it comes from the amazing work and dedication of teachers who see a framework, which is a curriculum. This is what they're being judged on. This is what their performance has been judged on. And they say, but we want to make room for these things as well. And I wish there was a way for our curriculum to have more of these kind of things. Would be really, really great. You could start your own adult tertiary education classes as a side hustle. I do not need a side hustle. I appreciate the vote of confidence though. But yeah, I do miss teaching, and I'd like to do some more volunteering in future, but haven't for a while. Cool. Chris says there's a trend out there called unschooling, mostly in the US, and it's like the worst form of homeschooling. It should really be considered a form of abuse. These kids can't even read. I know there's like homeschooling is an interesting one, because for me it's a great example where there is no blanket solution. Like some kids do need to be homeschooled. Like if a kid is being repeatedly bullied and the schools are failing, Sometimes teachers are like, no, parents are like, we're going to teach you at home. But yeah, I know there are some that are just like, our kids have been brainwashed on climate change or stuff like this, which is it's an interesting. It's the idea of like teachers know best. But like when it comes to the subject of like, I mean, a great example is like sex education, the arguments about like how young it should be taught. And parents are like, I don't want my kids to learn about sex education until they're like 16, 17, 18. But actually one of the reasons sex education should be taught so young, it's so that young kids know when they're being violated. Because if they don't know, stuff might be happening to them that they can't report on. So, you know, education is a defense mechanism. And so the balance between like how much do parents get a say and how much does societal educations have a say, it's an interesting one. That's for sure. Cool. Listen, everyone, before I wrap up, I am just going to see if I can find this thing I wanted to show you. Here it is. So, do you remember, I'd have to find out what episode it was on Myles Dyer Live. I was talking about all these t-shirts I owned. I owned all these t-shirts, many of which I had never worn before, but I didn't know what to do with them. I didn't want to throw them away or didn't want to recycle them because it wouldn't mean a lot to a lot of people, but also I wanted to keep the memories. And my mum said, let's turn it into a quilt. And that's what my mum did. And for Christmas, she sent me this. And this is the quilt of all these t-shirts. So it's going to be hung up on a wall. So we got... So I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me. I'm going to try and bring this up a bit as I hold it up. But actually, if I turn that to the side there, and then hopefully... So we got here... We got, like, when I did work with UNICEF, when I spoke at the UN, Stick Aid from 2010, Malefice, which was like one of the first metal bands locally, friends of mine that actually I started making YouTube videos on very early, supporting them. Yeah, my friend designed a Pardon Snowden shirt. Drive Shaft, that was from my ex actually, which a lot of you will know from Lost. YouTube Next Lab launch party. That was the YouTube space in London. Do you know what? It's going to be easier if I just... Fear Factory. I directed their music video for Power Shifter, which was from Mechanize. VidCon, the third annual one, which I don't think it has the year on there, but it was a long time ago. Life's a Beach that I presented in 2010, raising money for the RNLI, the lifeboat rescuers. That one is designed by my friend. I just think it's a badass image of the surveillance state. Bernie, 2016, when I worked at the Guardian news organisation. And then finally, oh no, we got two more. I'm curious to know if anyone knows what, people are going to know what that one is. The word of advice. VidCon. I don't know what year. I think that was the very first VidCon. So that would have been like 2008, 2009. Voices from my band's, it was my band's single from our album. And then Pink Taco. It was an awesome place I went to when I was in VidCon in the States. Channel Flip, that was what the logo looked like when I joined the broadcast that became a YouTube network. And stickam.com, the website where Stick Aid started. So, yeah. My mum did a great job. And a lot of memories. A lot of memories that make me feel somewhat old. I'm just going to roll it like this. Actually, that's not going to work. Awesome. Yeah, Stickam back in the day. Does make me feel old. I think it's coming up to 20 years I've been on YouTube for now. Old school. Cool. Right. Let me just throw this away and then we can wrap up. So when we wrap up, we always like to talk about vitamin G, something we're grateful for in life. So I'll throw it out there. You don't have to share it. Sometimes it's better. You just want to keep it to yourself. But just the thought of thinking about one thing you're grateful for, could be a person, could be a place, could be a thing, anything like that. Yeah, share it in the chat and we can discuss them. Oh, God. I'm getting stomach pains. I need to eat some food before my work meeting in an hour. Yeah, I've got some really old school photos from I don't know if I can find them on here. Let's have a look here. Well, everyone's coming up with their vitamin G and stuff. I mean, oh my God. One of these things I was going to put up and I thought, nah. God, some of these. Yeah, look, this was when I was on Stickam. I used to present shows like this. 376 Live. This was from 2007, 2008. When I worked with Aardman, helping them with some of their YouTube channels back in the day. God, some real memories. We'll do a trip down memory lane at some point. There's a lot. There is a lot that could be explored here. That is for sure. Cool. All right. Vitamin G. Smash says, every day I'm grateful for my lovely wife. That's wonderful. Callie Time Cat says, I think my vitamin G, happy 20th birthday to YouTube, but most importantly, channels and live streams like yours. Thank you very, very much. Chris says, having a job working in a former nuclear power station. Wow. Sounds cool. What else we got here? I'm grateful to be present in the moment. It's always good. Always good for that. What else we got? Mojo says, vitamin G for the food of the soul that is music that makes you dance like a loony, weep like a child, or bust gangster move. It is so awesome. God, I love music. Cool. All right, well, feel free to let the vitamin G stuff continue. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone for tuning in. It's always wonderful to hang out on this every single week. And yeah, I am grateful for all of you. So take good care of yourselves. And do hit the like button on the way out and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new here, subscribe, ring the bell to be notified of all my future shows every Wednesday, and also I live stream PSVR 2 titles. I haven't for a bit just because things have been a bit full on, but I'm hoping to get back on with that in the coming days. So much love to you all. Take good care of yourself. Love, respect, empathy, and adios. Till next time. Bye-bye.
was chasing sunsets all alone. A darkness faded, painting goodbye big sky. Far away but dreaming of your ocean eyes.
All right, everyone. I'm going to wrap it up because I need to race and decide what I'm going to eat. I'm basically trying to work out, like, if I put the oven on now, I've got some stuff in the fridge I need to cook. I love that we're having this conversation now. I should be doing it, and I'm just talking about my boring life. I think I might drive somewhere, drive and get some food, but then it's not going to be healthy. But it is going to be good comfort food. Maybe I deserve some comfort food. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. Yeah, I don't know. Life is just full of tough decisions, isn't it, people? It's just tough. Have a good, healthy meal, Myles. I should do. Oh, do you know what I want to make is buffalo cauliflower wings. I've got the ingredients, but it takes me like an hour and a bit to make. I don't have time for that, so we'll work it out. Yeah, that's it. You tell me. I appreciate all of you. Have a good one, and yeah. We will speak in the week. Much love.